You're listening to Inside Blitz with Levon Kirkland.
All right, well, welcome to the Inside Blitz with Levon Kirkland. It's a great day, and I'm excited. I'm your co-host, David Wyatt. We've got a great show for you today. Also sitting in is Mikey Football, and of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Levon Kirkland.
Hey guys, how you doing? We got a great show today, man. One of my personal heroes as a kid growing up in South Carolina. We're going to have an interview with the man, the myth, the legend, George Rogers. I can't wait for it, man. I'm really excited.
Well, George Rogers obviously has a smile that lights up the world, which is awesome. Too bad we can't get him on the audio on that, get that smile on there. But, of course, everybody knows George Rogers, Heisman Trophy winner from the University of South Carolina. And, of course, he's part of our namesake for our Blanchard Rogers Award.
That's right.
Presented by Hales Jewelers. And comboed with Doc Blanchard, the two Heisman Trophy winners that have ties to South Carolina. So we're really honored to have him part of that award, but also part of this podcast. And a lot of people know of George Rogers being that University of South Carolina Gamecock legend, but he was also a pretty good pro player too.
That's right.
Yeah, no question.
And so people forget, not only did he win the Heisman, but he also went first overall to the Saints.
Number one pick.
Mm-hmm.
He won NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Wow.
And then, of course, with the Saints, spent 4 years with the Saints, 3 years with the Washington Redskins, was able to win a Super Bowl as well with the Washington Redskins. So he also has been inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in 1997. So he has a heck of a background in football, and obviously is doing some great things with his foundation, which we'll talk about in the interview. And but one of the things that I noticed when we were looking at his background is that there's not too many other guys who have won a Heisman, went first overall, was an NFL Rookie of the Year, and then also won a Super Bowl, which is amazing. And so in honor of that, our listeners, the followers on our social media, I want to encourage you guys to do some research and throw us some names of another guy.
Contest.
There's a contest. Contest alert. That's right. Of another guy who won the Heisman, went first overall, and won a Super Bowl. If you can tell me a person who has done that, then we will send you a signed autographed picture of George Rogers. So,
sounds like a good deal.
So if more than one person gets it right, then we'll do a drawing, and then that person will win.
Fantastic. So George Rogers coming up for us on the show. We've got a great show. Obviously, George Rogers in our inaugural class, the South Carolina Football Hall of Fame. Brought that inaugural ceremony to light, and it was exciting. So y'all stay tuned. You're listening to the Inside Blitz with Levon Kirkland, and we'll be right back.
This is George Rogers. You're listening to the Inside Blitz with Levon Kirkland.
Hey George, thank you so much for being on the Inside Blitz with me, Levon Kirkland. How you doing today?
I'm doing fine, man. I just got through going to the gym and getting some of this fat off of me. I don't know if it came off yet. All of it ain't came off yet, but I'm trying.
We all are trying, George, and I have to give you some kudos for even going to the gym.
I tell you what, I need some. Just think on that.
Yeah. Hey, also, George, we want to thank you for the behalf of the South Carolina Football Hall of Fame for allowing us to be part of your golf tournament last Monday. It was tremendous. It was tremendously hot, but it was also tremendous, man. Now, tell us about your foundation. And I can't believe it's been going on for like 28 years. This is 28th year that it's been going on. Can you tell us a little bit about your foundation and what you guys are doing?
Well, I started this foundation back long time ago, back in the 90s. And I just wanted the kids to know that, you know, you can go to school, but you got to get that degree.
Right.
And one way that I was able to do that is the people around South Carolina and USC, especially, gave me a avenue where I could hold my gala hat, and it was patient enough for me to get it going. And I'm just glad that I was able to have them, being able to do some of the things that they do at the university. And it's working out, and I just wanted to give back to some of the things that some of the Carolina gave to me.
George, that's tremendous. It really is. Now, we're talking about the University of South Carolina. You were highly recruited coming out of high school. What was the main factor why you chose the University of South Carolina?
The University of South Carolina had two running backs leaving at the same time.
Right.
Their name was Kevin. I forget the name. Kevin, and what was the other guy's name? Well, anyway, they had two seniors leaving at the same time.
Okay.
And they were the only two backs. They were pretty good running backs, and I was the only back that I saw that I could come in. And Jim Carlin told me, he said, "Son, if you come to the University of South Carolina, you'll be playing your freshman year."
Wow.
And I looked him straight in the eye, and I believed him.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "I'm going to South Carolina."
Well, I can see why you went then at that time. We're talking to George Rogers, Heisman Trophy winner for the University of South Carolina. Now, George, I think this is amazing. You got your jersey retired at the University of South Carolina at halftime. Now, I've never heard of that before. Usually it takes you about 5 years or so, but you got your jersey retired at halftime. Could you walk through that with us?
Well, you know what? I'd rather have them retire my lineman jersey than mine.
Okay.
To be honest with you, because those are the guys that made me look good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, if I had 100 yards, they say, "Well, you'll do better next week. We'll get them next week." And
Wow.
that's what I like about my offensive line. They people knew what we were gonna do. You might as well. Well, we're gonna run the ball. It's your job to stop us. And sometimes, like the Georgia game, I got upset with myself. I fumbled on like the 13-yard line going in, and we ended up losing 13-10. And things like that happen. You don't fumble the ball. Coach told his son, "Look, you don't fumble the ball. You just don't do it. Just try not to do it so often." and I tried to hold on to it, but hey, it happened. And like I said, my offensive line, if I could change it around, my offensive line would have their jersey retired.
Well, George, that's really a tremendous testimony for you about your offensive line and you giving them credit. We're talking to George Rogers, Heisman Trophy winner for the University of South Carolina. Here at the South Carolina Football Hall of Fame, we're trying to make a difference through football. Can you tell us why football made a difference in your life?
Oh man, I'm a country boy.
Right.
And if I
Me too.
If I didn't make it in football, what else I was gonna make it in? I can tell you, gardening would have been a good one.
Right.
Picking up watermelons would have been a difference. I mean, we had a lot of that going on.
Right.
Killing hogs would have been the difference.
Right.
I said to myself, I don't want to pick watermelons.
Right.
And I don't want to keep killing pigs. So football was left, and I chose football.
Oh man, that's great, George. It really is. I worked in tobacco, and that is some really hard work. So I can relate to you trying to get out of there. Yeah.
Yeah, that sun's pretty hot, ain't it?
That sun is especially hot in South Carolina during that time. So we really appreciate all you have done for the state of South Carolina. The ambassador you have been tremendous, George. And I have to tell you, from a personal standpoint, I am a tremendous fan. And we want to thank you. Thank you very much.
I want to thank you too, man, because if it wasn't for people like you and some of the ones at the University of South Carolina, I don't think I could have did the job that I thought on the field or off the field. I mean, it's what they put in you. You know, it's a difference. They make the difference.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing you again, George. Thank you so much for your time and energy. We really appreciate it, okay?
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, George, before I let you go, you talk about running that rock. Tell us about your blocking. You ever, in the pros, have any experience with blocking?
With me blocking?
Yeah.
Hey, no, I ain't trying to block too much. Give me the ball, please.
Tell us about that.
It ain't easy blocking Hugh Green and Ricky Jackson and some of them kinds. You know, I give me the ball. I give me the ball. If I'm in the game blocking, then we got some bad running backs for real.
Tell us about that story with Bum Phillips and you blocking for Kenny Stabler.
You remember that, don't you? I ain't gonna tell that why. Kenny Stabler got killed, boy. I forgot that linebacker from Houston. I forgot his name, but hey, he ran over me, man. He knocked me down and like to kill Kenny Stabler. Kenny Stabler came back to the hole. He said, "George, that's all right." I was so embarrassed because I had ran over me and just got him real good.
What Coach Phillips say?
If George Rogers is in that damn game blocking again, somebody's ass is getting fired.
That's a great story. All
right, man. You guys take care.
All right, thank you,
we
George.
appreciate you, George. Thank you, man.
All right, man. All right.
You're listening to Inside Blitz with Levon Kirkland.
Hey, welcome back to the Inside Blitz with Levon Kirkland. I'm your co-host, David Wyatt, in with Mike Foster and Levon Kirkland. What an awesome interview with George Rogers. I mean, is that guy awesome or what?
He
Absolutely.
is. Really is.
It was just fantastic always to have him on. His energy level is always up. I don't know how he does it, but it's a great time to be in football, certainly in South Carolina, and I'm honored to be on this show. And certainly this is the time where we take you to the inside look with Levon, where Levon shares a little bit of his wisdom with you, the listener, and of course us here in the show. So without further ado, I'm sending it over for the inside look with Levon.
Thank you so much, David. I really appreciate that. You know, actually, I just have a great little story that happened to me when I was with the Arizona Cardinals. We had this guy named Marcus Golden, and he was like maybe our second-round pick at the time. His first year, we really kind of bonded, and he played a good bit, but he really wasn't getting the stats that he wanted. So coming into next year, the whole time, he was always like, Coach Kirk, what can I do to get better? Coach Kirk, what can I do to get better? And I looked at Marcus and I said, Marcus, here's the thing. I said, look at it from a whole purpose. Look at it from a team purpose. Play to win. If you play to win, Marcus, I guarantee you all your stats are going to be just where you want them. He looked at me and said, okay, Coach Kirk, the guy started playing to win. He didn't really look at his individual stats. He started to play the game so he could win. That year, that guy had 12 sacks. His first year, he had 4 sacks. Second year, he had 12 sacks. So remarkable improvement. So what am I really saying here? I'm saying a lot of times as individuals, we can get caught up in our individual stats. We can get caught up in ourselves. So here's my advice. Let it go. Play for the team. Play for your family. Play for your community. And I guarantee you, your individual goals are, as we say in football, your individual stats will get better. Back to you, David.
That's awesome, Levon. Play to win, Mike. You know, I mean, I love this segment, and every time Levon comes through with a nugget. That's good stuff right there.
The team. That's what
team.
it's about.
Sometimes, I can understand. Sometimes you want your stats, but I felt like if you let go of that sometimes and think about something a little bigger than yourself, man, your individual stats are going to get better.
Well, that's right. It sounds like it worked well for Mr. Golden.
Yeah, it did.
And I think that works pretty well with our team here. And of course, speaking of the team, the South Carolina Football Hall of Fame team, Mike, how about tell the listeners, what is the South Carolina Football Hall of Fame up to this time of year?
This is an exciting time of year. We're going to be building the ballot, and we want you to be involved, the football fan, and you can do that by connecting with us via social media, SCFHOF on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Also, you can go to scfootballhof.org/contact. You can also get in with us there. Tell us who you think should be on this nomination list. They need to be either grew up here in South Carolina or played at one of the in-state institutions here, and that's it. Just tell us who it is. We'll release the ballot at the end of August, and I know that Levon is interested in who's going to be on this ballot as well.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned. Because there's a guy that was a tremendous football player at Clemson University, Anthony Simmons, and we played at Seattle together. And we always had this argument about who was the number one linebacker in Clemson history. And if you vote him in, folks, then he has an argument. As long as I'm in it and he's not in it, there's no argument. So if he could, look out for Anthony Simmons, all right?
That's the class of 2017 inductee, Levon Kirkland, giving his 2 cents. But yeah, Anthony Simmons was a heck of a player.
He was.
And he will be on that nomination list.
I think he's going to get in one day, too.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, well, that's great, guys. Also, we have a trivia question. What a great guest we had in George Rogers. Real quick, Mike.
Yep.
So to answer the trivia question, what is the 3 factors that check the box? What are the boxes?
He has to win the Heisman, be first overall pick, and win the Super Bowl.
Right.
Who else has done that?
So if you know that answer, send it to Mikey Football at the social media or the webpage, and all the winners will get entered into a drawing to win this great picture. And obviously, we are making a difference through football here at the South Carolina Football Hall of Fame. We appreciate, Levon, you being here, obviously.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, sir.
You do a great job. It's exciting to be on the show with you.
Oh, thank you. This
is very cool.
It's my father. He had a background in preaching, so I'm somewhat of a preacher's kid. So we, all those Easter speeches, you get kind of used to being in front of a crowd. So thank you, guys.
Well, it's awesome. I mean, you have great humility about you and a lot of wisdom, and this is a fun show, Mike. So thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And appreciate the listeners, our sponsors. We couldn't do it without you, so thank you. Please support those that support us. And again, thank you for listening. We appreciate you. We're all making a difference through football. That's us for the Inside Blitz with Levon Kirkland, and we'll see you next week.
You're listening to Inside Blitz with Levon Kirkland.